I'm Ulises. I'm an artist. I'm a musician, a painter. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. So yeah, I've been doing it non-stop between music, painting, and photos and video. Yeah. Honestly, I've been doing it like, I guess, non-professionally all my life. I started doing graffiti. I started doing a lot of like street art when I was back in Mexico City. I started doing a lot of projects, you know, just not getting paid for it. It was mostly because of the love of just like kind of making art. I always knew I wanted to make art. I was really bad in school, so I was like, I need to be doing something that it's involved in art. And unfortunately, you know, in Latin America, it's kind of a little bit harder to get into arts if you're not, you know, wealthy and well off. So I think like coming to the US was like definitely a big like opportunity for me to like, you know, still work, go to school, but at the same time also find those opportunities for art. And I've been very lucky that I found Seattle like my home and the place to make art. My art has changed a lot since I moved to Seattle because like just missing those roots, you know, like when you're in Mexico or Latin America, it's like you don't really have that knowledge of being away from home. So when you're like thousands of miles away from home, you're like, your art automatically changes, your mind changes. And like back when I was in Mexico, my art was about just expressing what I was feeling, you know, like normal human emotions. And once I moved to the US, it was more about like, okay, like I'm an immigrant and this is a country that I have to be fighting for, not only myself but my family, for other people. So it became more human, I guess, more about thinking not just about me but thinking about the people that will see it. That it became more of that, my art, I think. So it changed a lot of who I am now and who I was back in Mexico. The process has, actually that's a great question. The process has never changed. It has always been the same, having fun, but at the same time it's like a different goals, I guess. Like the goals now are to like be more aware of what is happening in the world, which before it was like I still have fun doing it because it's like giving something of myself, and like I enjoy it, and it's a way to like communicate. But yeah, it's totally different ways of communicating, I guess. Yeah. Since I started doing painting first, the way I write music is kind of like how I approach paintings. It's very like very similar in a lot of ways. I think that at the end of the day is communicating, and sometimes you do it visually, sometimes you do it like sonically, but they both are almost very similar. So there's not, well, just talking about how I do it, it's definitely not a difference of how I approach painting to how I approach a song. It's almost very similar. Like when you're in a canvas and then you're putting like the background, and you know, that's how I do with music. I come up with a riff, and that's kind of like, okay, this is gonna be like a white canvas, and we're gonna put like some arrangements to it, and then like it looks very messy at the beginning, you know, you don't know where you're going, and then at the end it's like, okay, this is something really beautiful, and then it's just kind of start like doing, okay, I'm gonna erase this, do this, and that's kind of how like music works too. It's very similar. I have a painting that it's not a painting, it's a mural that it's at the convention center. I think that's the last one that I worked on. It's gonna be hopefully there forever. It's like a mural that new convention center here in Seattle, you can see it. And then for my band Bloqueador Solar, I have a show the 20th of November and at the Tractor Tavern. And what I'm trying to do with that show, it's a little bit of like the visual of aspect of my life. I'm gonna be showing a video that my friend Danny is gonna help me do, and then I'm gonna put subtitles in it of like the poems that I wrote for that. So this project, Bloqueador Solar, it's about everything that I do. It's visual, poems, music. So I try to put it all together in one. Bloqueador Solar? I'm gonna be honest, I was like the only one that nobody had. And so I was like looking for names. I was like, everybody has names. And also like people have told me that it's kind of funny because we live in Seattle and it's always like you know, it's translate to sunblock. So like nobody uses like sunblock or like, you know, sunscreen here. So it's kind of funny that's the name that I chose for. I think that at the beginning it was very hard because, you know, you get rejected a lot. You get like, and that is normal. I think I'll say it's very normal. There's so many good artists in the city, and it's very inspiring for me, honestly, like to see how much good music, how much good painters. Like I was like, I'm just amazed of like that I can be involved with all of them because it's just amazing how good they are. So I'll say like to all the new people, like don't get discouraged, you know, because it's a whole world out there, and you learn, you know, like probably the first 10 pieces that I wanted to do, I got rejected like 9 times, and one of them they accepted me, and from there it was just like a snowball, you know. So you're always looking for that one, and once you get that one, it's like, all right, it's over. You're yeah, if you're around Seattle downtown, there's the convention center. It's a really beautiful new convention center. Go. There's a mural there that I have. I wanted to do that mural for the people that were working there, and so I took some photos of the people working at, you know, when the convention center was being built. So I did a collage and I did like a cool painting with them. So go check it out. And then also I have a show the 20th at the Tractor Tavern with San Igna and Collar de Lunas from Portland, and Toña Zubia is gonna be DJing. So come and support. Thank you. I was right here, not here. Thank you so much, Bonito, por dejarnos be here and record this. So I really appreciate you guys. Come and get some coffee here while it's cold outside. So come and get some coffee. I'll recommend the mochas, and they have a lot of cool food here too. So come and support them. Adios. Ciao. Ciao.